Hello, I'm Cothrix, and while ArcheAge is down for the 2.0 patch, I thought I'd take some time to talk about the changes. I'll make some predictions about what I think will happen, and we'll see if I turn out to be right. I'm not going to try to cover everything in this video, just the things I find especially significant or game-changing. Game economy and making money are very important to me though, so just so you know where I'm coming from. Actually, a few little notes some people may have overlooked could potentially make a huge impact on prices of various items. First of all, apparently you'll be rewarded with green regrade charms in the mail once you regrade something to Arcane. It means that getting at least heroic items will be that much easier. It also means that green regrade charms are going to greatly decrease in value, since people will have their own and won't really need to buy as many. At the same time, other types of charms are probably going to increase in price because you'll have all those people with heroic items now trying to regrade higher. Houses are becoming more useful in this patch. There are house upgrades that make farming, mining, and gathering easier. Because things are easier, people will do them more and the prices of a lot of those items will drop. That influences all the items that these basic materials are made into as well, such as metalworking oils or hereafter stones. And speaking of metalworking, it, along with all the other professions that make armor and weapons, are getting changed a bit. Basically, now when you make an item and salvage it, you'll get generic materials that can be used to make other items. For example, let's say you have an Ethereum sword that doesn't turn out the way you want it. You can salvage it and get some generic material called mana wisps, I think, and then maybe reforge that into an Ethereum dagger or other one-handed weapon. Basically, you don't need a specific salvaged item like before. This will make getting the higher tiers of obsidian armor much easier too. Overall, I think this change is going to make armor and weapons crafting much less expensive, since there will be so many of these mana wisps around, and it will help lessen the gear gap between players, which is a good thing. So another big change is the way guilds work and their function in the game. Starting with 2.0, guilds will only have 100 members maximum. This is going to be kind of rough for the bigger guilds. Guilds will also be able to gain levels and declare war on each other, so the 100-man limit is just trying to keep things a little more balanced. Guilds won't be able to rely on numbers as much and will have to make their main group be an elite force of players. It seems pretty cool, but it could have some unfortunate consequences. The first one is that if guilds are so much smaller, then it makes individual players' gear scores matter all the more. It's going to make it a bit harder for the underdog guilds to succeed. For example, let's say Guild A has 100 members, but only allows people with 3.5k gear score or higher to join. Guild B has 300 members, but an average score of 2.5k, because they don't care about gear score and allow everyone to join. Guild B might be able to win against Guild A in an all-out fight just because of their numbers, but with the changes in 2.0, Guild A will have 100 3.5k members and Guild B will have 100 less geared members. I don't know, maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it will shake up the powerful guilds and cause them to struggle with each other for dominance instead of just having a tight grip on whatever they want. There's also some interesting things that are being added that you can buy once your guild rank is high enough, such as gems that don't break when you try to put them in something. There will also be new cloaks. These are the same as the Aurora cloaks, but with the bonus of getting better as you regrade them. Oh, and one little detail you may have overlooked. One of the bonuses for being a higher ranked guild is an additional 250 honor for serving as a juror. This might actually have a bigger impact than you'd think. 250 is a fairly sizable amount to just basically get for free. Maybe it will encourage players to not be criminals so they can be jurors. Now on to the PvP changes. The most notable of which are the addition of heroes. Basically, players who participate in world events can be voted in as a hero by the community. Being around them grants you a bonus, and they can do things like summon other players from the faction to help them. I really like this idea, it's something I haven't really seen in an MMO before. There's going to be some new armor available for classes we don't see a lot, so maybe we'll see some of them more often. It would be nice to see more diversity in PvP. Also, there will be some changes to the armor grade buffs. Now, starting at Heroic, you will get bonuses on top of extra HP and mana, whereas before you had to be at least Celestial. This could go either way really. It could serve to lessen the gear gap, but knowing ArcheAge, it will probably increase exponentially at higher grades and only serve to widen that gap. We'll see. Battle Pets will have regradable armor and accessories now. This is kind of a fun idea as long as it doesn't get too out of hand. I wouldn't be too happy if a player's pet could solo me. And then we'll see a lot of miscellaneous changes of note. First, it's going to be easier to level up with quests granting more experience. There are going to be a lot of rework quests and added stories too, so it'll be fun to go back and do those, as well as have something to gain experience with for off classes, other than grinding. Greater versions of dungeons will be added, so kind of like heroic dungeons from World of Warcraft. I'm wondering what kind of gear they'll drop. Hopefully some high-end accessories so I can replace my level 20 earrings and earrings. And finally, I think we're going to see a lot more people fishing again. They're making some changes that seem like it will overall benefit saltwater fishing, making it easier to chum the waters and an increase in the sell price of fish caught. They're going to make some changes to the Mirage fishing contest too. It will be an hour long and have a chance at getting you some additional prizes just for participating, so maybe it will be worth doing now. Well, Only about 24 hours to go until the servers open up. Tell me what you think your favorite change is going to be, or maybe your least favorite change. Anyway, I'm Cothrix, and thanks for watching.